Here we are on Gran Turismo Sport, participating in the daily race C at the Dragon Trail circuit, starting at the back of the grid. I am by far the slowest car on the grid, being the only one in the 1 minute 40s for qualifying time. Waiting for the start. And off we go. Hopefully a good race will unfold here. One, lights out, and away we go. Getting a good start from the automatic start. Immediately catching up on the Japanese driver ahead of me in the Mitsubishi Lancer. Watching my gears, keeping it a slipstream. Gonna go for a cheeky dive up the inside into turn 1. Late braking. He braked even later, taking himself out, and nearly the Toyota. He did take out the Toyota 86 GT on his outside, giving me a quick position on turn 1. However, the Lancer does stay ahead for now, but we'll keep an eye on him and see if we can get ahead of him soon. Fast forward 1 lap later, the Lancer has pulled away. However, during the tricky section of the lap, he's managed to go wide, losing about 1.5 seconds of gap on me, and I immediately catch him up and line him up for an overtake. He's gone wide again onto the grass. His tyre's still dirty from going wide at that tricky section. I've now cleared him and I'm onto the leading pack of 15th to about 10th place. Fast forward 2 more laps, we're catching right up to the group of 15th, 14th, 13th and 12th place. Subaru runs wide, that's a common theme on this track, a very difficult section. Going on the outside, trying to get on the line. Braking late, so does he, he's giving me the space, and so have I done to him. Cleared him with nice and ease. Unfortunately, in that little scrap, we did lose a bit of time, and now we are pushing on to the pack ahead where more cars are starting to slot back into this group. We've secured this position 15, let's move on to the Lexus. Fast forwarding a lap later, right behind the Lexus, going for a nice driving line here, trying to get a better run out of this tricky section here. Getting onto the final long right-hander before the start-finish straight. Getting a perfect line here. Now this corner is really imperative that you get a good line here, otherwise you can't carry enough speed. I don't do it perfectly, but I do it a lot better than him. Managing a perfect line out, going to his inside. Setting myself up for a good line going into turn 1, allowing me a very optimum position for a good overtake. Force an error on him to try and keep his position, forcing him wide onto the turn 1 exit. Moving up into 14th, lap 6, pushing up to Australian. I've had a few races against him tonight, and he's been proving quite a good driver. All this big pack of cars are all getting bunched up together. It's very difficult to make any progress due to draft. I seem to be a lot better than everyone else in this tricky section. Trying to make a move and wait for an opportunity to get past. I think there's up to 7th place in this pack we're in now. I'm only in 14th. Going for an overtake on the inside. Brake late as possible, dive deep. He's gone wide, I've kept a sharp line. I'm going to suffer on the exit here, but a decent traction exit keeps me just in front of him coming out of that corner. He's got a better exit. He's slightly creeping up on my left. If you see the bottom right corner, you can see his icon slowly passing me, but a bit of a wiggle there by made him lose his pace. Showing each other good respect. I make the move stick into 13th, moving on to 12th. Got a little bit wide there, that would cost me a bit of time. Luckily the car behind had a bit of a mess up coming out of that double chicane. And I managed to get a good exit onto the final corner, which undid my bad mistake coming to the previous corner, allowed me a good run up into 12th. As you can see, the cars ahead are still fighting for position, causing a big pile up, well, just a traffic jam basically. The Ferrari bumping the Toyota 86, allowing me a quick overtake here on the inside. Stuck behind the GT Citroen and another Ferrari 458. Going to the inside, bailing out. No, I'm not going to make that move stick. in doing so, it gets me a position because that Ferrari runs wide. Right on the inside of this GT by Citroen, I give him a little bit of a love kiss, and in doing so, I've slowed down and let the 86 GT back through. Up into 12th now, we're doing really well. The cars ahead are pulling away slightly. Getting a really good exit onto that corner, having to bail out of it because I get blocked by the 86 GT. Sacrificing the turn in to get a really good exit, allowing a really good run up on the 86. He's got draft, however, so I'm just going to sit on the inside with the GT. Gives me the slipstream on the corner here. Just cleared the 86 now. Make the move stick. Don't go too tight there, otherwise I'll go airborne. A bit deep there, I lost a bit of time, but the exit was good, staying in third gear so I don't let the wheel spin too much. He's run wide. There's no overtaking opportunity here, so as I sit wide and tuck it in, the 86 comes up my inside, give him the space, and he nudges me on the exit of the corner. But he's not backed off, he's on 3 tenths behind, I'm 1.5 tenths behind the GT by Citroen. Deep, trying everything I can to get past him. Got a good slipstream on him, and I've definitely got more pace. A bit of lag there, allowing me to get a bit closer. If you look at the mid left, you'll see how far I am, less than a tenth of a second going to this corner. He turns in on me, giving him a bit of a bump, forcing himself off the track. Comes back in, tries to hit me back, but that's that, and we move on to chase 9th. Moving on to lap 9, chasing 9th place Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, and what looks to be an Audi TT of the other fellow Australian driver in this race. I believe he started up in 5th or 6th place. He's just slowly falling down the order this race as the Mitsubishi Lancer goes for an inside overtake, heading up to the right, left, right before the sweeping right corner before the start finish. Coming to the braking zone, nice and cautious, turning in, getting a good line there to allow a good exit out of there, powered down on the exit, keeping as much speed as possible. TP gets a bit of grasp, but doesn't even slowing down. The Lancer ahead of me does not a very great line, and so does TP. They both suffer in the exit of that corner. This allows me to have a great exit, and I will reel them in coming into turn 1, with the potential for a dive going into the 10th lap. Choose not to go for the attack. He does. Double damage, allowing me a double overtake. No, just the one. TP Buoy tries to turn into me second half of turn 1. Just we have coming together. Me don't know where he is. I see him on the left. Just cuts me off ever so slightly. Coming to the tricky section. He's gone way too deep. You can see that a mile away. He's lost all that time and he's gone. Got on the inside. He's come back on the track with dirty tyres. Sadly, he's gone for another tap coming to the driving line, forgetting that I was there. Unfortunately, he's ruined his race there. On the second last lap, come to the final section. I'm behind the Subaru that went wide in the middle section of the track, losing a position to the Lancer. Final corner before the final lap, coming in 9th place at the moment. Bit too far away for an overtake here as the Subaru goes for an overtake on the inside. Lancer brakes very, very late, messing himself up. Both of us nearly followed him, however the Lancer doesn't have much choice. Barely gave him enough room to get back on the track. As I'm up into 8th place and I'm going to go now chase for 7th place on the final lap. My first night of competitive racing, and I've gone from being last every race to getting a groove on. Unfortunately, I still can't break the 1 minute 30s. The driver ahead, Nagy, is doing everything he can to keep me behind, driving relatively cautiously but making a couple mistakes. The Lancer behind us has dropped off by over 1 second. Going very deep and wide, letting him have the turn and trying to get him on the exit of the turn. Early shifted to avoid traction, but unfortunately made me lose a bit of top end coming onto the back straight. want to go on the inside, but he cuts me off. You want to be on the inside coming up to this next corner. Side by side, coming to the corner. He outbrakes me, allowing to get the line. He covers that line really well, allowing the Lancer to come right on my arse. If I make a single mistake now, it's over. Same for him. Coming to the final corner. If I get a good enough run, I might be able to get him. Getting good run, but I'm just slowed down because I've got nowhere to go. Coming to the start-finish line, all the power I can get away with. Just wheeling him in. Coming in for 7th place. And unfortunately, it is an 8th place finish for me. Good race. In all that, I forgot that I was still half a minute behind first.